Hello, everyone. I am Rhoda, and again, I have Patrick here with me.
Yes, hi.
Thank you again, Patrick, for coming to do a recording with us. So this time, I would like to actually understand and find out more about the meditation. Because in the Sekhem video that we just recorded, you mentioned about
Meditation, yes.
10 days, 21 days, 40 days meditation.
Yes.
So why did you want to bring in meditation into your practices as well? And I know Patrick actually teaches meditation and also bringing different people into India and also darkroom meditation in Blacksburg, Virginia in the States. Can you tell us more about why this meditation?
Well, for me, meditation is the foundation of most spiritual things. You
Yes.
know?
Okay.
Now, it is just a way. I mean, obviously, different people have different ways of meditation. You can do the traditional sitting, quiet meditation. You can do dancing meditation, like movement meditation. There's all different types of meditation. The main thing that they all have in common is getting into the present moment.
With the meditations.
Usually, typically, just getting the mind clear, not thinking about future, past, and you can do that in a variety of different ways. I mean, you can go out and play a game of basketball.
Right, and you're very present.
You're very present, yeah.
Yes.
You know, just all the different forms of meditation. You can sing beautiful song. You can play a musical instrument. That is a form of meditation.
Yes. Okay. And so how are the meditations that you do different from how these all different kinds of meditations out there then?
Well, we do like to do the traditional, just sitting, being with yourself. You know, this is one of the keys. So obviously, if you're doing a meditation like, say, playing basketball, you're not going to be looking at yourself so much. You're going to be looking at the basketball hoop.
Oh, yeah. And the ball.
And the ball, yeah. So it's focused outside yourself. If you're doing more of a dance meditation, you are focused a little bit more on your body.
And the
this sort of
movements.
thing. Yeah, the movement, that sort of thing. So this kind of gets more towards the source.
Okay.
Really sitting, being with yourself. But I do want to make it clear, you can still do that with the other forms.
Okay.
You know, don't think it's exclusive.
Right. Okay.
It's just easier.
Yes. So, I mean, nowadays, probably more people have heard about meditation and tries to do their own kind of meditation every day.
Yeah.
But why are you specifically saying like a 21-day, a 10-day, a 40-day meditation?
Well, traditionally, people that have had a really big awakening, they've taken the time to do a 10, 21-day or 40-day meditation. Okay.
Is there any specific meaning like towards the number of days in these meditations?
Yes and no.
Okay.
You know, especially if somebody is into numerology and stuff, and you believe it, it can help.
Right.
You know? But generally, it's kind of sometimes takes the mind so many days to kind of slow down.
Right.
You know? It's like, okay, you know, if you just sit there for an hour, even after an hour, the mind starts to slow down a little bit. And then if you sit for 2 hours, it slows down a little bit more.
Okay.
Now, we're not necessarily saying let's stop the mind. You know, there's different types of meditation that can slow the
brain waves,
the thought per second.
Okay, right. Thought per second.
Thought per second, you know. And so as you say, sit for 3 days in meditation, things are gonna slow down if you sit for, say, 10 days.
Right.
Okay. And then another level will come after 20 some odd days.
Okay.
Usually between 20 and 40 days, that's where the magic starts to happen.
Oh, so if you are able to commit to at least like 20 days.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'll give you a good example. We have people coming to our 40-day meditation, and you'll get it sometimes day 27.
Right.
You'll have that experience on day 27.
Okay.
And then it's just integration after that.
Okay.
But let's just say you did a 21-day meditation, and it took you 27 days to have the experience. Well, you would quit before your experience.
Right, so you're like short 6 days.
Yeah. It's kind of like you, and the timing isn't, it can happen in 7 days. It can happen in 3 days.
Right.
So sometimes we need to leave that time available for, you might say, that experience to happen.
So that's why you do suggest like the 40 days meditation.
Yes. And if you look at history, if you look at you're reading the Bible, they talked about Moses doing 40 days, Jesus doing 40 days.
Right.
That's kind of well known. Buddha is interesting. After doing a little bit of research, I found, I think he was like 47 or 48 days.
Wow. Even longer.
A little bit longer, yeah. And it's kind of like, well, maybe we ought to do the same number of days Buddha did. But the big difference with this is that Buddha didn't have any support person with him.
So no one's supporting Buddha while Buddha's
he
doing
just sat under the tree, tried to figure it out himself. And eventually he says, I'm not moving until I get my awakening.
I see.
So he might have been trying different types of meditation, trying to figure out what worked best. And so it took him probably a little bit longer.
Okay. So then the meditation that you teach or have your students practice with, is it one of the better ways, or should I even say better ways, to get an awakening, or?
Well, there are different methods, and many, of course, people who teach, if they're teaching something, they believe in it enough, they probably had a good experience with that style of meditation.
Right.
So if you studied, say, Zen meditation, and you really stuck with it, if you followed that tradition, you will probably have an interesting experience with it.
Right.
Okay. You might even reach some level of samadhi, or whatever you want to call it.
Okay. You mentioned samadhi, and Patrick also mentioned in the Sekhem recording as well. Yeah. So some people actually probably never heard about samadhi. So they want to know what exactly is samadhi that you're talking about?
Well, in the Sanskrit language, they have this word samadhi. And there's probably different translations for it. But the word sam, the first part of the word sam, is a little bit like our word sum.
Okay.
And like the sum, adding, you add like 2 plus 2, and the sum is 4. Okay. So, but the sum represents this balance between the two.
Okay.
Okay, so it means that on one side of the sum symbol, and on the left and the right are equal.
Okay.
All right?
Right.
And so in the meditation, you always want to kind of come into this balance.
Got it.
So at least this is how I was taught it to be. There's probably other ways that you could talk about it.
Okay.
But really, it's just coming into this balance.
Okay.
And so let's just say if you're not in balance, your mind is going to be thinking about a lot of different things, especially when it comes to the duality. Because the duality in this whole world, everything's like in this duality, and this is what causes a lot of our thinking, a lot of our imbalances.
Right.
Okay. So I mean, the whole male-female thing.
Yeah. Going back to that. Yeah.
Come on, it's like everything's so much discussion about it, and now you're going beyond. Oh, I'm this sexual, But this is all because of the duality world that we live in.
Okay.
Okay. So this word samadhi starts off with, let's just create the balance, and then the adi is represented kind of like a screen, so like a blank screen.
Okay.
It's like a balanced vision in a way.
Balanced vision.
Or balanced mind. in a way, when you, let's just say, if you're looking, say, through your third eye and you're seeing a screen, a lot of times you're seeing visions and all kinds of things.
Okay.
Like if I'm watching a TV, I'm looking at something.
Right.
Now, most of the time when somebody's watching a movie, they're not aware that they're just looking at a blank screen, a screen.
Right,
You know,
because they have other things that's happening on the
because,
screen.
because things are happening on the screen, and then it takes you out of the reality that you're actually just looking at a screen.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
And this is the way the mind works.
Okay.
Is that you've got all these thoughts and feelings and visions that start to come up, and it takes you out of the reality that in the end it's just a blank screen. When you get down to source, the source of everything.
Right.
And so in the meditation, you want to get to that experience of just, you know, no thought, no mind, no time, in a timeless state.
Okay. So in the 40 days meditation, can you just like quickly give us an insight? Like how do we prepare for it? Are we prepared for it? Like, am I ready for the 40 days? You know, what will happen in the 40 days? Like, do I sleep? Do I eat? You know, all these stuff?
Yeah. Well, you know, we've been doing this for about 6 years now. And one of the things that we've noticed is that it is important to be prepared. You can prepare yourself with a certain diet, because if you've got a lot of food addiction, that's going to disturb your process.
Right, distraction.
Yeah, you're going to be thinking about pizza all the time.
Oh,
or,
yeah.
you know,
Crying for chicken.
Yeah. You know, and that can be a distraction. Because what we do is we like to give you like one food, which is the mata, in that process.
Okay.
And so you've got to prepare yourself on that level. Also, it's nice to be able to sit and sit comfortably.
Right, for 40 days.
For 40 days.
Okay.
You know, we encourage you to walk around and get the exercise while you're doing the meditation. But you do a lot of sitting, so you do need to be prepared for that.
Okay. So the meditation itself is in like it's a silent meditation. There's no interaction with the outside world. There's no talking, interacting with other participants.
Yeah, except for the teacher. You can ask questions all you want to the teacher.
Right. And how long do we meditate per day?
Well, ideally, we want to be meditating about 20 hours a day.
Why is that? Why like 20 hours a day? That's to a lot of people that are like, whoa.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
You want to do 3 hours of sleep because there's kind of this, it's a formula that you work with. And yes, you're tired, you're exhausted, but what you want to learn to do is you want to learn how to let the body go into a sleep, but your mind's awake. This is the key.
This is the key to the meditation.
Get into a timeless state. So when you're in a timeless state, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, doesn't matter.
Right. You won't even notice it's 20 hours.
When you're feeling bored, you've had enough, it's because you're in your mind. You know, so it's kind of like you get this feedback. Oh, I really don't want to be doing this because you're in your mind.
A little bit of experience I do want to share. Because myself and another student, we went for the 40 days meditation back in 2020. So the first time we went there, we're kind of like, oh, can we do it? Is it really for me? And then we went there before the meditation started. We both are like, I think we can only just do it once. I think that's more than enough, you know. And when we finished, honestly, I really want to tell everyone, the first thought that both of us said is, I think we should do it again. And I think everyone should really have this 40 days experience in their life.
Yeah. Well, one of the things is that, and I'm guilty. You do your 40-day meditation, and I remember that it was excruciating the first week. You know, just oh my gosh, you know, I'm gonna quit. You want to quit?
Oh yeah, I wanted to quit too.
You know, and you really, really want to quit. And then there's a point where, and sometimes you do quit, but you're still sitting there.
Yeah, you can't go anywhere.
Yeah. And so every day's a new day. Every hour's a new hour.
Yes.
But it's this surrendering, letting go. That's the key, really.
Yes, it is.
That's the secret,
Yeah.
The secret, letting go. And then, like I say, after the 40 days, you look back on it and you go, now I know. I have an idea really what I'm doing. The first 40 days, it's kind of like you're really
just
struggling.
Trying, yeah.
And then after you get back, you reflect on it a little bit and you go, okay, now I know what I'm doing. And I've been back many times, and each 40 days I do something different. Like the first 40 days was just me. The next 40 days I'm doing the meditation and I'm supporting people.
Yeah.
And then there's different levels. This last one I came to, I'm there with my family. I have my young son. I have my wife there.
Yes, it's very different then.
And so it was a whole nother range of experiences. Can I maintain the meditation while I'm living in this world? And this has really been the whole thing for me.
Right.
Is that, yes, you want to be able to do the meditation while you're doing all the activities in the world. This is the key, to integrate
That is very,
here.
yes.
And that's how you learn to do it. But first, give up the world for a while. Get yourself quiet so you can have that experience, know what it's like, and then integrate it.
Okay. So that is actually the 40 days meditation.
Yeah.
Patrick, we do teach you the method behind, and so you kind of follow it for the 40 days. But it is really I'd say an inward journey for yourself.
Yes.
That is so true. But I know that now, besides the 40 days, you actually also introduce another type of meditation, which is a darkroom meditation.
Darkroom,
yeah. And can you actually also explain a little bit more why? Or can these two be integrated together? And like, why should I do the 40 days or should I just do the darkroom? You know?
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. When I first started doing a lot of this meditation work, I did my own personal darkroom.
At home?
At home.
Okay.
And it was for about a month. I just sat, but I didn't have any support.
Right.
So I was coming out of the dark, but I would say I was in the dark probably 90% of the time.
Okay.
And I had an absolutely amazing experience. It's like when you're in the dark, your melatonin, there's certain endorphins that start to change.
Okay.
And it can make the meditation very, very easy. Okay, because you're in a timeless state. You're in a darkness. You don't know if it's day, night, this sort of thing. And you don't have the distractions when you're in the dark. So it's a very good method to aid the meditation.
Okay.
And that's why we do it. It kind of gives you just another little thing to help. Like a lot of people, they take a lot of plant medicines.
Yes.
Okay, to have that experience. Okay. Now that's something though. It's you're taking an external source.
Right.
So what we want to do is we want to focus on the internal things. And obviously with the dark room, when you're there, you get a certain result. It changes your internal chemistry. And it gives you a little extra boost. Because I've done the 40 days with the day and the night, together. Had a good experience with that. But a couple years ago, I did my first assisted darkroom.
Okay.
And I had an amazing experience with that. It's like, you start seeing light, you start seeing visions.
In the dark.
In the dark, you start seeing your hands, like even when you have the mask on and everything's dark, you just start seeing things, and it kind of like, wow, this is amazing, and you start having these realizations, and it really helps them with the meditation. Now, the meditation's the same. Darkroom
40
versus
days.
the 40
yeah.
days.
Same
we
method.
like to work with what we call the inner sound. But one of the things that I kind of noticed, which is important, is to have kind of two things you're working on. You're working on the inner sound, and then when the light starts to come, your inner light, you're also working with the inner light. So it's kind of inner light, inner sound thing.
Okay.
Now, at some point, you'll go into a complete stillness, and then the inner sound is what is remaining.
Right, and no more lights, no more inner lights.
Yeah, you kind of go in, it's like you go into almost a void.
Right.
But the inner sound is the last thing that you stay
leads
with.
you. Stays. So now there's this 40 days meditation, there's this dark room meditation that should be, it won't be 40 days, right?
No, we haven't gotten to that point yet, maybe.
So it's about 10 days dark room meditation?
Yeah. We really recommend in the beginning now is not to just jump right into 40 days. You know, do like a 10-day dark room or something like that. You know.
Yeah, so you would recommend that maybe you can start with a 10 days dark room first, and then go into the 40 days, or it doesn't matter? Or
I recommend, you know, coming to one of our weekend classes, get to know what we're doing, because we also do a lot of clearing work to help you in that process. So if you don't have that experience, like, I mean, really, some people you do in the darkroom, they just go into fear.
That is the next question I really want to ask, because when I come back from the darkroom meditation and I was sharing with my students, a lot of them ask, whoa, dark. When you just mentioned the word darkroom, they already have this huge fear coming up.
Yeah, you have somebody who's afraid of the dark, and then you come to a darkroom meditation, they're going to bolt out of the room.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, so would that be suitable for these type of people who already, like, when just hearing the word?
People, you know, and one of the things that we've done is we've done a few days just meditating first, and then we do go into the dark. There's different ways to do it.
Right.
So in the beginning, you know, maybe learn how to meditate first. You know, a lot of people now are doing dark rooms. I mean, you can rent a dark room, I think, from Airbnb now.
Wow.
You know,
really? They've got everything covered, and it's just all dark.
They prepare it for you. You go there, you sit there, you do it. But do you have any preparation? Do you have any guidance? Do you know how to meditate?
Yeah, that's the most important part too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even for myself, when I did my own total dark room, you know, I had the support I needed. You know, the water would come, the nutrients would come. You know, of course you can do total fasting if you want. Maybe you just want to take water for it, but you have the support there. And also, you know, hey, if anything goes wrong, there's somebody checking on me every few hours, and this sort of thing, and you just feel more comfortable and relaxed.
Good. Yeah. So that's a brief introduction about the 40 days meditation, and also the darkroom meditation that Patrick is guiding us through as well. Like he's also offering these. So the 40 days meditation takes place in India, and the 10 days darkroom meditation actually takes place in the States, right? In Blacksburg.
In Blacksburg, and we may do the 40 days in Blacksburg as well.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I think we're really setting up Blacksburg right now to do everything we can.
Right.
India is amazing. It's great to go to India. You know, it's the whole Indian experience, and we'll probably continue going to India. But you know, there's a lot of distractions there. You know, we can't control the certain things. India is very noisy. Also, the food, the water, and things like that, and we absolutely love India, and it's really an incredible experience, and we still promote it, but we are looking at also doing things in Blacksburg, you know, in Virginia.
Good.
It's also a little easier to get to sometimes. You know?
Great. So if by watching this video you've got an urge, a calling from within that you need to do 40 days, or you want to try the darkroom meditation, do get in touch.
Yes.
I mean, even when me and then again the other classmate as well, when we did our 10 days darkroom, we're like, we have to do it again.
Yeah.
This really isn't just a one-time thing.
Yes, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, the enlightenment, the awareness that you discover during the process, it's really, really anchoring, I should say.
Now, you have the experience, and then you realize that the rest of your life.
Yes.
You know, I when I started my meditation practices, I guess I was in my 20s, you know, really. I mean, I started meditating when I was about 8 or 9.
Wow.
You know.
Yeah.
But a little more serious, it was more in my 20s. And one of the things I always wanted to do was like a 30-day or 1-month meditation, which I saw that was being taught in India, in Burma, and Sri Lanka.
Okay.
That was one of the things I wanted to do, and I never had the opportunity. I didn't create that for myself. Like I was going to do it, and then I got sick, and then I had to go home, and that was the other thing about India is that you know sometimes you can get sick.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, with the water.
You know, the water. Somebody goes out, they drink and eat their own thing. But fortunately, in our ashram, we have good fresh water.
Yes. We are safe.
Everything's
Yes.
clean. But you have all these factors and things, and so I never really got to do it until I was in my 60s. So I really regret it. And then the other thing, and I kind of joke about it. I said, you know, I've taught meditation for 50 years. You know, and after doing the 40-day meditation, I realized I didn't know what meditation was
Until then.
You know, so it was like, okay. And now I have to say, maybe in another 10 years, I'll realize that I still don't know what meditation is.
Well,
you know, you got to be open to this.
Yes,
you
yes.
know, it's
We're always learning and
always
advancing.
learning something new. But really, the 40-day meditation really woke me up to what meditation is all about. And that's why I promote it.
Yes. So again, please, if you, I would really, really strongly suggest, because that is really my belief after my own experience, that everyone should, at least once in their lifetime, like try these longer 40 days meditation or 10 days dark meditation, because it will really awaken other aspects inside of you.
Yes. And the other thing too is about India. It has such a strong tradition there. We have a master that we work with there, Yogi Shivaham. He's wonderful. So in the end, though, it's all about learning the meditation, and all of these things are teachable. So like Yogi Ji's, he's really taught me how to do the sound meditation. It was something that I had been doing for 40 years almost, and then he taught me a few things, and then that's one of the things I realized. Oh, gee,
I really didn't know how to do it before.
I didn't know how to do this, and so it's very, very good to have an experienced teacher.
Yes.
And then of course, then we've taught you, and I feel so confident. Once you do the 40 days, you can teach. You can, you know, because you know, okay, I went through this. I know what to expect. You know, when people start freaking out, you go, okay. You know how to calm them down, get them.
It is. Thank you.
Who knows? Maybe someday you can fix up a dark room here. You know.
That is actually something that we're really trying to manifest. To set up somewhere, you know, around Hong Kong or I don't know, so that we can actually have students. Like some people don't have that. Ability to travel for so long because we have to go to India or go to the States. To shorten the days.
Even
but they really
3 or 5 days. It's an experience you have to have.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, just 3 days. Sometimes you can get into the experience.
Okay, good. So once again, thank you very much, Patrick, for introducing the 40 days and also dark room meditation to us. So if there's any questions, anything, just give us a shout. We're always here, and we look forward to hearing from you guys to have more people understand about the 40 days meditation, the Sekhem, and just really get into that inner knowledge and knowing and that connection with Source.
We really like to bring everything together. So you've got the methods, the emotional, mental healing, the spiritual work, we just bring it all together.
Right. So thank you very much, Patrick.
All right, thank you, Rhoda.
So I guess we'll see you guys again soon then.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Thank you for now. Okay. Goodbye.
Right. Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.